Hello and welcome once again to Wandering Monster, America's Test Table. I am John Baldisberger.
I am Charles R. Bernard.
I'm Bridget Brave.
And I'm Kevin Welch.
Welcome. Welcome to our Thanksgiving episode. First of all, I know at least two of the people here don't really truck with the whole Thanksgiving mythology that has been passed down through the public schools here. But I will say, I think it's important to practice gratitude and to really let that marinate. Like, let the gratitude juices just kind of sluice over you and marinate in that. As part of that, you may notice that Bridget is not Mr. Patchkey. You might notice that Ian, played by Kevin Welch, is not covered in cats today. That's because we are so grateful to Ian for all the hard, extremely hard work that he does, and Mr. Patchkey for all the baller producing he does, that we wanted to give them a night off.
John is lying to you. We sent them to the gulags. They know what they did, and they'll work it off.
They're okay, but they're not work camp gulags. They're goo logs. They're gelatinous cube that I grew in logs like mushrooms in my backyard.
Yeah.
So if you haven't gathered by now, we are America's test table. We take systems and modules and settings and we run them through the rigor, and we just punish Ian Servas. We just grind his stupid DM body into the dirt while making our levels go like this so that Mr. Patchkey has to tear out his beard. Unfortunately, both of them had plans to spend with family and friends for tomorrow's holiday, and then they both got sick. So we are doubly grateful for Mr. Patchkey, who's behind the scenes today producing, so I don't have to. And Ian is in the chat room chatting. I am also very excited to see our skeletons hatch, by the way. And we are also grateful to Bridget and Kevin for joining us. Bridget comes to us from the Ghoulish Discord, where we met and talked about writing in horror and books. And Kevin, you come from us from the Whispers of the Dead Saint backer Discord, yes. Which is very cool. So thank you both for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yes, we're happy to be here.
Absolutely.
Tonight, now, look, okay. I just said that we're going to let our skeletons hatch. You may not know what I'm talking about. That's okay. Tonight we are...
Be honest with yourself. On a deep instinctual level, you might even say bone deep. You know exactly what John means when he says, let your skeleton hatch.
It's true. You know how you're uncomfortable at night? That's just your skeleton trying to hatch, baby.
Yeah.
It's trying to get out. It wants to stretch those little phalanges. David Sherduan, I'm butchering that, is one of the creators of Bones Deep, and they are in the chat watching us.
Oh, awesome.
They're going to
no pressure. No pressure.
Butcher this game. David, your game is gorgeous. So, so introduce the game. This is Troika. We've played that on the stream before, both vanilla Troika and also the Metagoros module. Mm-hmm. Bones Deep is a setting supplement. Gorgeous cover. Like, look at this shit. It's amazing. Beautiful game. I saw this on Kickstarter, backed it immediately. The premise is that the players are all skeletons, newly hatched from their fleshy eggs. Mm-hmm. That's, by the way, dear listener, that's your body, your flesh. It's an egg for your skeleton. Free your skeleton.
So, as a skeleton's witness, this is actually what I believe happens after you die. So, I would appreciate you not making fun of my. I'm just kidding.
I wanted to see where you were going to go with it.
That's as far as I'm gonna go. Yeah.
These particular skeletons hatch on the bottom of the ocean. Now, we could spend the next 2 hours making jokes about the words bone deep. And it's tempting. It's real tempting, y'all. But instead we will play. Take us to the play screen if you haven't already. Thank you, sir. Y'all don't see this because he's off screen, but Mr. Patchkey is wearing gloves, and I think he's dissecting someone. Oh my god, is that a head? Oh no, it's a boot. Sorry. Okay. Now that we're in the play screen,
before we jump into gear, John, just so that people are aware, you can get your very own copy of this fantastic game, Bones Deep, which is, a setting for Troika. The link is in all of our socials that we've sent out. So if you go to our Twitter at WanMoncast or to our Instagram page at Madness Heart Press, any of those, you can find a link to it.
You can also find a full review of the physical book on WanMoncast.com. It is, as you can see, kind of identical in size and shape to the Troika Cord book. So that's something I personally really appreciate. Yeah. Okay, so skeletons, you've hatched. Tell me something about yourself. Let's start with, I don't know, just for fun and whimsy, let's start with Charles.
Yeah, a total departure from our usual order of operations. I am Phil. I'm a keeper, and that doesn't mean that I'm marriage material. That means that I have like fishy friends that live with me and in me and around me. In my case, I have a small blue ring octopus whose name is Margaret, and I also happen to have a one-eyed eel with a dirty, filthy mouth named Lucille, the Lucille, who lives mostly in my ribcage, occasionally inside of my cranium. It depends on where she feels most comfortable.
Okay. Bridget.
All right. I am Stridum, the less than kind. I am an skeleton who is a carver, and normally that would give you images of carving up meat, but I carve bone, my own bone. I carve my spells directly into my bones, and that is how I cast.
Which is metal as fuck.
Yeah, very metal.
Kevin, tell us about your good boy or girl, or I mean, them.
Well, my name is Rex Indies. I'm a newborn. This is all new to me. I just popped out of my egg shell and got a kind of a rotten heart thing hanging out in my rib cage, and feel something metallic rattling in my head when I move it around too fast. Not sure exactly what's going on. All this is just weird and new, and don't feel very comfortable about what's going on, but this is my lot in life now. So, I'm a skeleton.
Terrible curse not to feel comfortable in your skin when you don't have any.
Exactly.
I will point out, Rexon, that you got your last name Dees from the last flickering image across a dying iPhone. You didn't know what it meant. You just saw a picture of a man and the word Dees, and like, okay, well, maybe I'm Dees. So that's.
I'll keep the jokes about that to a minimum.
I'm not going to.
Yeah, that makes one of us. So to kind of dig into this, I've already forgotten your names because I am bad at this, but Charles and Bridget, you guys belong to a there's not really like commerce and like businesses, so to speak, but you belong to sort of a organization, a guild. whose calling it is to scour the ocean looking for new skeletons, finding them and helping them kind of crack open their eggs and make their way into the world and get adjusted. You guys, this organization formed a few years back after a ship sank, and all of the skeletons sort of went batty. And we're kind of wrecking havoc, and it was like, okay, well, we can't have that, so let's get some people who can go out there and be like, hello, welcome to the ocean floor, under the sea, under this, and I think that's short enough that Disney can't sue us. Oh nope, someone's at my door.
Yeah,
That was quick.
Shit, it's a hermit crab. I told you, mafiosos. So you guys a few days ago caught the sight of a glittering light falling from the sky, from the waterline, far, far, far above. It glittered and it twinkled as the last vestiges of the sun's rays that penetrate the water glinted off something. And you have been tracking this falling star, for better lack of a better phrase, all the way here. When you get here, you find a newly hatched skeleton friend, Rexon, leaning against the side of a massive, very shiny ship. As in boat? Spaceship? Something? Mr. Patrick, I don't know if we got pictures of the ship map, but if not, I will share this.
nice.
Oh,
This is where you guys be.
Cool.
And that is. Let me just find this. So that's how we set our scene. The two of you working together to find new skeletons come across a new skeleton outside a strange, dare I say, alien ship.
Well, first things first, as the skeleton crew, like the first thing that we do to put new skeletons at ease is, you've seen that old like 20s 30s cartoon with the skeletons where they like dance and like toss their skulls back and forth, and like one of them plays the other one's like rib cage like a xylophone. It's kind of a whole routine we do to put you at ease.
Does that put them at ease? I'm just curious.
Not usually, no.
No.
It hasn't stopped us yet. So.
I don't like the sound of it whatsoever.
Well, maybe it's for selfish reasons. I don't know.
That's fair. So yeah. Okay, so you do your dance. Kevin, Rexon, how do you feel about this day? Two skeletons have just approached you. You don't. I want to affirm. You don't really feel scared. Like you hatch, but it's not like, oh, I'm dead. Shit. It's more like, okay, what am I? Where am I? What is this? It's more like Jack Skellington in Christmas Town than.
What's this?
So do I have like a recollection of?
You do not.
Do not. Okay.
You have glimpses, tiny points of light, maybe the sound of laughter, maybe a smell, but mostly it's nothing. An interesting point, if y'all looked at your character sheet, you'll notice all of you have the ability to absorb memories.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. This is how you discover the world around you, and you can sometimes gain skills. But feel free to make use of that. until I get too frustrated. I will,
Absolutely fair.
look, I
touch a piece of kelp.
am on the last 2,000 words of my next book, and my storytelling juice may be running low.
Do we have to pass a check for that, right? To use that ability.
Yeah, it is your luck. You have to test
Right,
your
test
luck.
your luck.
Test your luck.
All right. Well, first of all, like just greetings and salutations to D's, and I guess I would just start things off by, I don't know, like saying welcome to your skellinghood, your skellingtondom.
We'll give him
Welcome
the
to
welcome
being-
packet.
Yeah. A nice gift basket.
The
made
pamphlet.
from discarded finger bones. It's got like a welcome to being a skeleton pamphlet and everything. We'll pretend that's in my inventory.
Is
It's canon now, so it's there.
I would like to know how good is the lamination on the pamphlet.
It's excellent. And the pamphlet is actually titled So You're a Skeleton.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it's like the one in Beetlejuice. Yeah.
Oh,
So I take the
no.
pamphlet, I look at it, it's like, I'm brand new. I can't read this. As I'm looking at said pamphlet, I'm looking at my hands, I'm like, Are you kidding me? What is going? And then I move my head and I hear this little metallic rattle going on, like shaking a spray paint can. And what is kind of feeling around, and everything seems to feel the way I look. So I'm kind of spooked. And then actually looking up at these guys, like, hello.
Yeah, so skeletons are a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I thought they were a myth.
Like, skeletons are real.
What
Run.
was it that I heard about that just learned something was real at school the other day that blew their mind? Like bats. It was somebody who told me that their kid thought that bats were something made up for Halloween. Just like witches and walking skeletons and stuff, and their mom was like, "Nah, they're like a whole," and they went on this wonderful journey of discovery of like learning what bats are and that they're kind of cute and yada yada. So
growing up as
go
a Texan, in like the Baptist church parts of Texas specifically, I was in like late high school before I learned that Israel was like a real place on the planet.
Oh, wow.
I always thought, I was like, no, this is mythical Bible bullshit. It doesn't like, there's not a physical place.
They're just
What?
making up
No,
words.
That's
now.
crazy. So like, look, I get it. Yeah, okay. So I will say, Rexon, you feel. Here's the thing. You're weirded out, right? You're kind of freaked out. Everything's new. It doesn't feel wrong. Nothing feels off. It doesn't feel like you should be something else and now you're a skeleton. It feels very natural. And
I mean, you got to wait your whole life to become a skeleton.
Yeah.
you've like, in some ways, you've been training your whole living part of your life to this moment. As you're standing there trying to kind of like come to terms with Bones,
Mhm.
you
I'd
guys
like to try
hear.
my luck.
Actually, what are you doing?
I want to put a hand on the shiny object that's possibly a spaceship or a regular ship or a time ship. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd like to just put my hand on the hull. And what is that?
Okay.
That's like 2d6, right?
Yep. So you're going to spend a point of luck
By
and then
myself is under, right?
Yes.
Okay, and let me see what my luck is because I don't have that in front of me. Do.
You guys all did really well. Like when I rolled stats today, you all did
I
very
was
well.
impressed.
Yeah. All
So-
right.
And I
Okay,
randomly
so
rolled that shit.
trying to roll under 8. And I got a 3 and a ooh, that's at. So I think that means I pass it, right? That's,
Yeah.
8. Okay, cool.
You kind of touch this ship and I'm not sure, David. I'd love to hear how you picture this happening in y'all's mind. But what I picture is the subtle vibrations of the ship
I can feel
through
it in my
time,
bones.
space, the spiritual realm, whatever have you. You start to sense those, and they travel along your arm, up your clavicle. Lucille says, "Fuck,"
Yeah.
as she shudders a little, and then just as an image of the moon begins forming in your skull, the entire ship blasts out a warning klaxon, nearly blasting you off your feet.
Shit.
Interrupting the image.
Does it have a door? Like,
So there's not a door that you can see, but you see a few ways you could maybe get in. You see there's a big like observation dome at the top of the ship. And you see a hole there that you could probably climb up to. You see a tube towards the front with big warning signs that say things like "Don't point towards I," that you might be able to crawl into. And there's probably some other stuff too. What do you want? Do you want to keep looking? Do you want to use one of those? Pick your poison, buddy.
I'm thinking about what temperature bone burns at, and whether if that thing, like, if the rocket booster went off while I was crawling up its booster, if that would just like.
I'm not saying that.
I know how fire works. It's not gonna.
I was actually going to mention crematoriums.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know how fire works, by the way. That was me bluffing.
Oh, that's okay. Sorry, derail the conversation real quick. Charles, science lesson. Imps come and they clap real fast, and that energy from their clap makes fire.
Okay,
That's
I learned
how I remember
something
it
today. We do need that. The more you know, noise for the show. The, like,
That comes from a
punch your button
a game of Call of Cthulhu my friend was running, and another friend asked, like, "Hey, how do light bulbs actually work?" And my friend explained how light bulbs work. And my other friend and I were like, if that motherfucker asked me that in the middle of a game, I don't fucking know magic. Fuck. I write spooky Jewish stories for a living. You think I know how lights work? Fuck off.
You just know they do.
Yeah. Sometimes. Most of the time.
Yeah.
So you...
Do we want to divide and conquer, or do we want to stick together, guys?
Yeah, that's code in the bone zone where we come from. That we so
The skeleton crew and the
in the bone zone.
The bone zone.
Okay. I have nowhere else to go. I'm with you guys. I'm sorry. I don't think I've properly introduced myself. My name is Rex and D's. Do with that as you may. I mean, you can call me Rex or D's or.
Oh, that's nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
These bones.
Shoehorned it in. Shoehorned it in.
And I'm sorry. I don't think I caught your guys' names.
Oh, my bad. I'm Phil, and this is Margaret, and this is Lucille, and now you know my crew.
And I'm gonna be a little thrown back at the fact that I didn't at first notice that he has sea creatures swimming in and around him. So it's gonna.
Yeah, and
in his
totally be like,
ribcage. Like,
don't be put off, buddy. They're friendly as can be. Like, Lucille's got a mouth on her, but she doesn't bite with it. She just swears like a lot. And Lucille kind of pops her head up and is like, "She's a fucking liar." And
also, she does bite though.
Yeah, she occasionally. Yeah.
Kind of get this weird flashback, like mom. Okay, great. Rattle.
Hey, look, Ian is a certified therapist. I am not. You leave that talk. You leave that talk at the door.
That's all right. And
I will not help you with problems.
There's no help. So taken back by that whole thing, and I'm sorry. What was?
and
your name?
I'm Stridum, and I don't have any eels or anything in me. So
I appreciate that. There's only one. I think I could only handle one
She does have some
Eel
wicked
bound.
skeletats, though.
Yeah, I'm fully
Yeah.
marked up. Yeah.
That I
Yeah.
perfect.
I think
great.
bitchin' is the word you're looking for.
Yeah.
Tramp stamp.
Who says
Just
the
one
cat?
one vertebrae.
On the back of the pelvis.
Oh yeah,
like,
the back of the
yeah.
pelvis.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You
You
just
could
get the
scrimshaw that whole thing. It'd be beautiful.
Awesome.
just the
Yeah.
wings of the tribal butterfly on either
Yeah,
side.
exactly.
I would do like a ship scene, like you sometimes see on a tusk. You know, it'd be great.
I would do a pelvis.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, like a human pelvis on the
Yeah.
bony pelvis.
Exactly.
That's strangely alluring. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on.
Torn off the rest of the
Yeah,
body,
let's.
so, yeah.
We're like what 30 minutes in, and we're still outside this damn ship.
So, yeah, I'm gonna say
going great.
I'm gonna go ahead and clamber up the top towards that hole in the canopy. And while I do, I'm just curious if we don't like we're all on the same team here, so I don't see any reason that you wouldn't. But the unkind, I'm sorry, is what kind of magic are you packing with those badass skeletats?
So, okay, right now, I have a fear spell and a fix spell.
Mhm.
And I came with one that was eject bone, and that rips a bone out of my opponent.
Wow, that's that could be like take somebody right in half if you get
Yeah.
one of those. So like fix, is that like repair not or like stick in one place?
Fix. So I am fixing something in place. So
Okay,
they
okay.
can't move, breathe, or do anything.
I'm slightly disappointed because I was thinking for a second, I was like, shit, we're going to the moon.
Yeah,
We're going
let's
to the
fix the
moon.
ship. Let's go to the moon.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, cool. So I'm just gonna climber to the top.
All right.
And I think I'm actually what I'm gonna do is send Margaret on a reconnaissance mission because cephalopods are very, very good explorers. Like
Yeah.
I happen
Yeah.
to be fascinated by them, and like the thickest part of them is their beak. Like
You don't
if
need
their
to sell
beak-
me on Octopi.
I'm
You
not.
do.
But you're not the only
Not
one
all
who's watching this. So, like, if a cephalopod beak can fit through something, the rest of their body can, which is just amazing. Like, if my mouth were the only thing restricting me, like, I'd be all up and down my building through all the tubes and stuff. It'd be cool. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna send her to go use her large, intelligent information gathering and independently swivelable eyes to check things out and report back to me.
Okay. So are all three of you
Oh, yeah.
clambering up the side of the ship?
Yeah, come
I've
on,
got
Dees.
nowhere
We're
else to
doing
go.
this. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. So I assume. Well, there went my die. Something happens. I don't know what. You'll clamber up the side of the ship. It's not easy, but everyone kind of go ahead and roll me 2d6 against your base skill, unless you have anything for climbing. If you have anything for climbing, just let me just add that skill to your base skill.
I have nothing.
Nothing for
Climbing.
climbing.
I think I fell off.
Yeah, I did too.
How bad did y'all roll?
I had an 8.
Not super bad. Yeah, mine was like a 7.
As long as you didn't fumble.
Double six it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
no double sixes.
I've got
Kevin?
7 and my base skill is 5.
All right. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure no one fumbled it. Y'all get up to the top. A few minutes later, Margaret, you see the tendrils like pulling herself out of the
Adorable.
one of the little cracks. There's a lot going on in there, actually.
Neat.
Lots of skeletons. Some not so skeletons. Some scary shit. Won't lie. But there is someone calling for help.
Well, that decides it. Like we never turned down a call for help at the skeleton
Right.
crew.
I've never turned down help.
That's right. Yeah, I guess I should say we never like. I can't manage my brain don't work so good. So yeah, I'll go first since I'm bold and brassy, and just sort of like I imagine my bones just like sort of as I climb through the canopy, like they're not gonna like fall like I'd fall off a building. It's gonna be kind of a slow descent, I imagine, right?
Yeah. Yeah, as you I guess you're kind of just like leaping into the hole in the observatory.
Yeah.
Cool. And do you guys follow?
Yes, we are following.
Well,
Lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you for not splitting the party. John is, again, I don't know. I do not know how Ian does this.
See, when you were doing this hand signal to me, John, I was assuming you meant like
stretch.
like the opposite of that, like shut the fuck up kind of. Yeah. But I'm glad we kept the party together. Cool. Yeah.
Oh, I would have. Anyone who wandered off just
Teamwork.
dies immediately. No. Roll versus pissed off GM. Guess what you bought?
It's the opposite of with Ian. I'm always trying to kill myself with him, and he's always like trying to save me. Like I mooned a kaiju. I showed it my ass and was like, that was my attack. And you really wanted to save me from that fate, but yeah. Anyway,
I grew up in the fuck around and find out school of GMing.
Yeah.
Jokes aside though. Yeah, y'all jump in. It is darker in the ship than out of the ship. Outside, you have various like bioluminescent plants. You have thermal vents that kind of cast a light. It's dim, but when you live up under the sea, your eyes kind of. I think my daughter's pissed off that I'm singing Little Mermaid. Pardon. Excuse me? What did you say?
For those of you playing at home, Aziza doesn't often comment, so this is a special occasion. What did she have to say?
Just you and me, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
He knows the lyrics. You know who does a mean version of that song? The band Squirrel Nut Zippers, who are great.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's got like marimba and like it's very nice. So yeah.
Okay. Anyway, your eyes adjust to the gloom of the kind of dimly lit undersea world.
Our
generally
eye socket
speaking.
adjust.
Yeah, your sockets. Here on the ship, it's darker. Everything's filled with brackish black water. There's kind of oil streaking the air because everything's like not supposed to be underwater, actually. However, there are a few instruments scattered across the room that give off enough light for you to sort of make out what's going on. Above you is the giant hole that you just jumped in. Not real sure how you would get back up there to get back out. And then against one wall is it's set against the clear steel bubble and wooden flooring is a beautiful stage. As you are walking towards the stage, kind of exploring the room, you hear a and then the floodlights turn on, bathing the stage in beautiful light, and then immediately explode as they overload, sending sparks everywhere. And now I need to roll some dice. Okay, that was fun. I don't know what that means. There we go. Oh,
I was very excited. If it was going to be a performance, I was just going to burst wildly into like bony applause.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to be polite.
In the flash of light, you see someone standing in the corner.
Do they look like they've got skin or no skin?
They do not look like they have skin.
Okay, that's cool then.
Yeah, you see, it's a skeleton, guys.
Yeah.
Well,
Hi. Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
hey.
Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Are you the one that needed help? Have you been calling out for help?
I don't know.
Well, why are you hiding over there? Come over here.
No, I was told to wait here. Was I told to clean? He kind of reaches absently over to a broom and begins like dragging the broom through this silt that covers the floor.
I brought another pamphlet. So do I have like an unlimited supply?
Yeah,
of these?
we just
now
got
you're a
always got
skeleton.
tons,
Yeah.
You know what?
It was totally appropriate. I was reading a book about Mormons earlier. We're like skeleton missionaries.
So you don't have an unlimited number of pamphlets. You have 4, but you have an unlimited number of cards that say, no skin.
Call this number.
Just here.
It's got a QR code on the back. And, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Hook him up with one of those, and let's just let that poor soul figure himself out.
Okay.
So there's like, how far up is the hole we came in?
It would be without skin. It would be difficult to get enough like buoyancy.
Buoyancy.
Yeah, but I got
Bionicles to get up there.
Bionicles.
Have a good night, David. Thank you so much for joining us. This game is a
thank you.
delight.
It's wonderful. A bionicle is a unit of measure. I love that. No, but I've got an eel and a octopus.
You do. Your octopi is small.
Like stretchy distance.
But could
though,
we
I'm
use
thinking.
like the eel as a jet ski kind of thing?
Ooh, I like that idea too.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
If you want to, you can ask Lucille and just see just how she feels about
She'll
that.
tell me exactly where to put that.
Yeah, I think so.
Exactly.
All right, cool. So what other exits?
There are exits. There are various. There are, let's say, 2 bulkheads that are closed right now. There are instrument panels next to them. You may be able to, force open the door physically or magically if you have anything, or you can try to tap dance your fingers along some magic keys and see if you can get the door open.
I'm going to let one of you guys drive for a minute while I feed
So-
Lucille and Margaret some fish food.
So when we've got the bulkheads, there is instruments next to them that look like they might open them.
Yeah.
All right. Could I touch one of the instruments and get a memory from it?
Oh shit! Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
So 2d6. Spend 1 luck point, then roll under your luck.
Your luck.
It's a 6.
Okay. Is that under your luck?
It is not. It is above my luck.
Oh no!
Oh no, sorry.
Okay.
It is under my luck. I was looking at my base.
Hooray.
I was going to say, I thought my luck was higher
That
than that.
was-
Yeah, my luck is 12. So yeah,
Oh, that was a whirlwind of emotions.
I like to keep
Your luck
everybody-
is crazy high. That you can pass almost literally anything with that.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Yeah. So the luck starts really high. All of you have pretty high luck.
Yeah, mine's all right.
I may have done yours wrong. You may need to add 6 points to yours if it's like too low.
It's not. It's passable. It's just it's not an easy pass. It's 8, so I'm good. But
Yeah, that's mine too.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
I rolled. Yeah, okay, I remember that.
so what do we consider too low? Because I'll take it.
I
So
love bad luck, so I'm good with mine. Yeah.
So the thing is, you start with high luck, right? In general, but you spend a point of luck to test it, so it steadily decreases until you do something to replenish it.
Oh, so mine is like now 7. Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know that. All right, cool. That's all right. The moon was worth it.
Yeah.
Just like who came after Kennedy? Like that guy said. Johnson? Yeah. I don't know. Actually, Nixon was president 16.
Less than kind. I should have given you an easier name that I would be able to remember. Say la vie. You touch the control panel and you get a glimpse of 2 men arguing. They are arguing about revealing their relationship to the older man's parents. The younger man doesn't want them to be a secret. He wants them to be able to be open. And the older man understands that, but is scared. And you feel that fear. You feel that loneliness as even with the person you're with, the person you love, you don't feel completely understood, and it hurts. And as the younger man kind of walks away frustrated, understandably so, you see the man sigh, rest his head against the wall, and punch in the numbers 0148.
Okay. I'm going to punch in 0148 into
The door slides open with a rusted screech.
That was amazing. I like how you did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Troika as a system is really good for that kind of stuff. It's got a lot of little, like, add a touch of flair here and there. And, it's cool that that's well integrated into this setting. So big ups.
And as a skeleton that recently had a bad breakup with the 12-foot skeleton from Home Depot, it really, it hit me. So...
I'll touch on this real quick, and then I have to read something from the book. One thing I really love about the current zeitgeist, the current trend in games, is so much of it is just random tables with one sentence descriptors that it allows really a lot of freedom in storytelling while still pointing you towards something where you don't feel like you have to make everything up yourself. I really love it. It's a joy as both a player, a GM, and as a designer, frankly.
Yeah.
Okay. Suddenly, the ship springs on. The ship doesn't spring to life, but it vibrates again, and you hear words. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? I could use help. Hello?
Where are you?
I thought I heard some rumbling. Hello? Can somebody? And slowly it fades back down to nothing. In front of you is a flooded hallway. You see, it has been down here long enough to begin the process of growing shit. But it has not been as colonized as Phil. So it's not ancient. Like, it hasn't been down here since time immemorial. But it has been here long enough for it to settle a little bit.
I actually have been down here since time immemorial. I became a keeper because, like, I was one of Noah's sons who didn't make it into the Bible because I was such a disgrace. I got too drunk on the ark and fell overboard and drowned. And I've been down here, like, keeping the sea creatures ever since.
Man, no, in his defense, Noah told you fermented urine was not going to be the beverage of choice.
I thought it only applied to human urine, and there were so many animals to try it with. But,
and this really helps us come up with a time frame for this ship because it's sometime between the Great Flood and Thursday.
Yes,
so
exactly.
we got that. So yeah.
Really narrowing it down, guys.
Sometime between antediluvian times to did you say Thursday?
Last Thursday. Yeah.
We're right back at antediluvian.
You see an ancient chewed femur sitting next to a torn open can of Chef Boyardee micro ravioli. This answers nothing.
Get the memory of the Chef Boyardee.
It was delicious, and John ate it in shame in the dark of his house at 2 a.m.
Man, like that is one like bridge I can't cross is canned pasta. Like Like I have to have it at least like a $1 microwavable variety. I can always taste the can, you know. It's
You know what? I am such a food snob, having grown like both my mom and my stepdad were both chefs, and like my stepdad was at one point coined the godfather of Austin cuisine because he opened like half the restaurants.
And you used to be the cheesemonger of Texas.
Yeah, like I was the cheese expert for TV. And it's like, what? So what is that fromage John Baldesberger eating? I hope you enjoyed that Foley, by the way. Why bones deep? It's great.
So how many doors are we dealing with in this hallway?
So it's a hallway stretching before you. In the distance of the hallway, you kind of see some different doors, but let's say let me look at the map real quick. There's 3. One to your left, one straight ahead, and one to your right.
Okay.
No.
I guess that would be east, south, and west.
Is there any way to kind of pinpoint where that voice was coming from before it
Not
faded
at
out?
all. It was like reverberating through the entire ship.
Okay.
I think it might be a ghost or the intercom, which I think are powered by ghosts.
You know what? I don't
I
mind
don't know how
telling
fire
you.
or intercoms work.
Okay, so intercoms work through imps that live in walls and just scream.
Okay. All right.
And fire. Those guys are hardworking.
They are an important
I
part
hope
of
they're
our
unionized,
Ask
honestly.
Joe
but,
fucking
yeah.
Rogan about the machine elves. Or whatever.
I did some DMT and I got a fiery hand job from an imp.
There's a topical cream for that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I really need it, guys. Man. So yeah, there's doors east, south, west.
Okay, I want to do something real quick.
Go ahead and do something.
And just for all right, I'm gonna need a volunteer. Kevin or Bridget, one of you guys.
I think the new guy. Yeah.
All right.
I just got
Kevin.
here. I'll do just about anything you guys need.
So
I'm just happy to be part of the crew.
I happen to have a spell where I can essentially like mind bond with you. It involves me looking into your eyes until
Do you want me to leave while you
both
do
of
this?
us.
Like,
Oh, dang.
So you can just imagine our bony skulls like fixed on each other, and I'm just like staring you down.
Then I
And,
stroke your pelvis.
And it does cost me 1 stamina, but we now can communicate telepathically until one of us, it says, communicates something upsetting.
Oh, this won't last very long.
I'm gonna have to be on my best behavior. Yeah. That takes my
Hey, have you
stamina
heard about
down to
drinking
18.
urine, by the way?
Yeah. The yak? Don't try the yak. That's what sent me overboard. Yeah. So I with our new mind bondedness, I think that we can each check a door and have like maybe Bridget go with you in case there's trouble. We're gonna split the party just to fuck with John.
It's sad. It's sad to see him die this quickly.
I love it. I try to die every game and I only sometimes succeed. It's tragic. I'll take the door on the right and I'm just gonna take a quick peekaroo. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy. Is it locked?
It is closed.
Does it have one of those keypads next to it?
It does.
I'm gonna try 1408 just right off the bat. Why would they invent a new code for every door?
that's not the code.
Yeah, it doesn't open.
Shit! Damn it! I already forgot that.
Mine melded with me, huh?
Yeah.
I remember the code.
I guess if you
down.
stare deep into my socket, you wouldn't be fucked right now.
Don, your sockets are just too intimidating, man. Yeah, what is my main mind man?
0148.
0148. I was close. 0148. I'm gonna try that again.
It explodes now. You said the door to the right?
Yeah.
Oh, it still does not open.
All right, then in that case, I'm gonna try my luck.
What are you
which-
trying your luck to do?
Read a memory off the keypad, which is gonna be difficult. But the first one was a 3, so that's promising.
After this, John can do
And a 3. Yeah, I think I passed by the skin of my bony teeth. I did.
Okay. You see the visage of a dark hooded figure wearing a fishbowl. Imagine Mysterio dressed as Doctor Doom.
I can see it.
I'm into it. Yeah.
It's delightful, right?
It would be so
mad at
big.
Fingers wrapped in gloves reach out and brush the door. You feel
Is there anything in the fishbowl?
Yes, there is. You know there is. You can feel it. It feels bad. And I know that's not a great descriptor, but it feels like when you've eaten a little too much. It feels like when you've been awake a little too long and you start feeling anxious, but you don't know why. It feels like standing in the cold, just to the point of being uncomfortable. It feels like something's ending.
Okay, I don't necessarily want to open that door, although
But
I do have a very special skill I'm eager to try.
you see the figure brush the door and then laugh. And then the memory fades.
Now, since we're mind melded or connected, do I get that vision as well?
Not automatically. Now, Charles, you can share that with.
But would it be upsetting?
It would probably be upsetting, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm
kind of what I was
just
getting
going-
at.
I'm just going to tell him I saw something upsetting. Don't worry about it. We're not going to go in there. And which, by the way, if like you had a psychic friend and that friend just like kept, I don't necessarily believe in that, but and that friend just kept saying that, like, don't worry about it. Let's just get the fuck out of here. That would be like the scariest thing that friend could possibly say.
I'd stop being friends with that guy.
Yeah, like I just read a Pop Easy Bright book that was so good that had a psychic guy and his friend. Anyway, yeah, so like fuck the door on the right. Who wants to try another door?
I would like to try the door on the left because you don't look like you're super happy about that one.
Nope.
Keypad as well.
Give me a second. You split the party. Now I have to go flipping around.
We're in the same hallway.
We're
I can
also in the
still
hallway.
see him.
No, it doesn't count. Does it? No, it's fine. Okay. Yeah, this one does have the keypad. The door is slightly ajar though, so you could probably just like push it open.
I'm gonna push it open.
Okay. You see several magical scopes, sonars, and detectors that are kind of pointed towards plate glass windows. It is very obvious this room is for navigation, astrology, astronomy, astromancy, geography, cartography.
Bunch of people out there traveling the stars, reading your goddamn horoscope.
We need to get around that asteroid belt. What should we do? I don't know. I'm a Virgo.
Now, not to go off down a rabbit hole because John knows that I'll do that, but like that's literally something that Necrons do in 40K. Like, is cast like zodiacs to you. That's like their version of precognition, and it depends on like the position of the stars and like the place they're at and blah blah blah. But like that mechanic in the game is like such a fucking nightmare.
It's really funny that the race that like occasionally destroys stars
Yeah.
is like, oh, we should probably listen to the stars, huh? Well, why don't, like, if you don't like it, just make a new one.
Well, like the number one astromancer in the book I'm reading right now is sometimes like fucks with the stars for that exact reason. Actually, it's pretty messed up. Like he just like snuff out a civilization to make your like,
Make your coffee not go cold too
ascending
quickly.
better. Yeah, or
It's
something.
totally changing my impression of 40K though, because now I'm thinking about like giant hulking space marines, like building a dream board and everything, and trying to manifest.
I'm picturing Lorgar going up to Guilliman. Hey, what day were you born? What time? and that's why they burned Minoria.
Not kidding. That actually, like, zodiac signs are a thing with the Primarchs. Like, I'm not shitting you.
I know, but we
I've
can't
read
look.
the entire
Hey,
Horus Heresy. Like,
if you want to hear me and Charles
oh my god,
fucking baby out about 40K,
no,
it's
no
a
one wants to
coming.
hear that.
I
Yeah.
think it already is here.
No, trust me. This is but a preview of the hell we have in store for people. So anyway, you see a bunch of scopes and magical shit and stuff.
Okay.
This is obviously a room for scrying and exploring.
And navigation. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and nothing else. No bodies, no skeletons.
Nothing that you can see from the doorway.
Well, there's stuff that's exponentially not as scary as what you saw over there. I mean,
Well, and it's interesting, but there's no one in here that needs our help.
true. Good. Yes.
So I think it's door number 3.
Okay.
Three.
You, Bridget.
Yeah. So how's door number 3 looking? Locked, closed?
Door number 3 looks well oiled and well maintained. It is closed, but it looks good.
Does it have a keypad?
It does.
Could we try 0148?
It does not open.
Or whatever fucked up version I tried. Try that one.
That also doesn't work. If either of you would like to use the actual code, we
Wasn't it
I'd like to use the actual code.
What's the
How's
actual
it-
code?
You said-
really just
Bridget,
guessed
you said
that.
0148 instead of 1048.
Oh my gosh.
I did fuck everybody up.
Which
Yeah,
is
we're all
very
messed up
fun.
now. And I even wrote it down and I still messed it up. So,
I should have, yeah.
all right. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Let's do the correct code.
You see as you open the door lots of bunk beds and hammocks and foot lockers.
Interesting.
Hammocks on a fucking space going vessel?
If I didn't say it was space going, no one said it was
Okay.
space going. I hinted. I didn't say. I will say, is there a? Let me just check it. Bridget, Kevin, you open this door. How about you? I'll let you choose. You can choose. You can test your skill or test your luck.
I opened the door to the navigation room.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
right.
opened
Okay,
this
Bridget, you may
Skill or
test your
luck?
skill or luck.
Oh, I will test my luck because it's way
Okay.
up. Yeah.
Try your luck.
Oh my gosh. I hit an 11, which is what my luck is at right now. So,
Oh, damn. Good job.
Except you spend a point to test your luck.
oh man. Okay, so I went over.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah. You see. You see another door on the other side of the room. And you can also see from the doorway that most of the footlockers are open, but there is one that is still closed.
Hey guys, should we open that footlocker?
Hell yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What do we got to lose except bones? So let's open up a footlocker.
I'm hoping there's some really old clothes in there. Like I'm like trying on clothes as a skeleton to be a lot of fun. We can
We
like
get to play dress up.
So
yeah,
are
we can dress up and play captain and like yeah.
are you all going in the room?
Yes, we're not
Sure.
splitting up.
Yeah.
No.
No, we're not
Sure.
sure.
We see how sad you get when we split up.
It's true.
We don't want to do that.
That
To
is true. I just need to. Oh, where are you? Where are you? My friends, where are you?
We're in the room with the hammocks and
I
the
hope
bunk.
they're not in the footlocker.
They're not. They're not in the Foot Locker. That might actually help y'all out. Actually,
Then we want him in the Foot Locker.
Put them in the
oh
phone.
my gosh, I just don't. It'd be really cool if this was just in like alphabetical order.
Silly talk.
Are you there? No.
It just occurred to me that if we need to pick a lock, like Margaret's probably super good at that.
What are you talking about? We all have skeleton keys.
Ah! nice.
I was holding on
Risen
that one for a
dies.
second.
What?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
Dead.
Aw.
Bad pun died.
Aw.
Okay. Whew. All right. Who's first?
Did we break our GM?
Who's first into the room?
I think that would be Bridget.
That's me.
Okay.
Be right
We'll say
behind
that
her.
I'm right. Okay, yeah, you go right behind. I'll bring up the rear.
The two of you like bump into each other trying to get in the door, and it's like a whole
Right.
comical
We get some of our
moment. Yeah.
bones
Oh,
mixed
perfect.
up.
Being overly
Humorous
polite about
here
it.
mixed in with our tibias and fibulas.
I
Like
believe that's my rib. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
exactly.
Pardon me.
Okay. You feel something, Bridget. You feel something brush against your skull.
Ooh. Like brush how?
Like, oh, I don't know, like angel hair pasta, or say the tendril of some sort of jellyfish. You also forget what bread tastes like.
That's disturbing.
It's like the opposite of a stroke if you think
Yeah.
yeah.
You're not smelling toast. You just can't remember
Can't
bread.
remember bread.
So, is the jellyfish visible to me?
You have no, but you aren't aware there's anything in the room yet. Unless Bridget would like to say
Yeah.
something.
Hey guys, something just brushed up against my head, and it's the weirdest thing. I have forgotten the taste of bread.
You guys have bread down here? This is great.
I know. I would like to try one of my advanced skills, please.
Okay.
I would like to cuddle that jellyfish.
So, as you get this idea to cuddle this jellyfish, you see there are about a dozen of these sleep jellies in this room.
I can't cuddle all of them. Like not at the same time. Well, maybe one by one. It would be inefficient.
You also see that there is at least one human-shaped bundles of shapes. I told you, man, my writing juice is low. Wrapped up in tendrils.
If they had skin,
Someone
they're dead by now for sure.
Charles, go ahead and make me a regular skill check. Actually,
you
have. Let me see your skills real quick. You're a keeper.
I do have advantage on. I forgot to check which one.
Go ahead and add 1 to your base skill and make a check on it.
You got it. Oh, this is gonna be rough. Yeah, I failed that real hard.
Okay.
A 9, when that would have been a 6 that I needed to pass.
Okay. You know that there's something incredibly dangerous about the way these jellies feed, but you can't think of what that is.
They need calcium.
Now, y'all can they have not the jellies in the room have not like focused on y'all yet. So you may be able to beat a hasty retreat. You may be able to sneak through them. Although, again, if any of the tendrils touch you, maybe something bad happens.
I have a feeling it would.
Or you can try to attack them.
Now, are they all kind of like along the roof line of the room, or are they just kind of staggered about?
There's some staggered about. but they're all kind of just floating in the middle of the room, and there's a big old lump of them that have sort of cocooned some shapes in the corner.
Now that
Wicked.
reminds me of that. Tiptoe away, and we'll just like get the fuck out of here.
I'm backing out of the room.
Yeah.
I'm backing out as well.
Okay, they'll have backed out.
Close it.
And
You
the
see
door,
that
yeah.
you see that the hallway does fork more, and that you can kind of keep going in the hallway if you like, and try to come across some other rooms.
Does it fork to the left and the right, or
It-
straight on? And
You know what? It forks in a randomly generated direction.
fantastic. I like that in a hallway.
Same.
It's not
Um,
Euclidean.
Well,
So you can either explore one of the rooms you've already been in, or y'all can just like party through the halls.
Well,
I
how,
feel like that should have been a Beastie Boys song, like in the
Yeah.
early in their career.
There's apparently where was it? I'm gonna find this. Y'all figure out what you want to do while I look for this.
so our options here are scary jellyfish room, scary fishbowl room, navigation room with no one in it, or move on down the halls.
Yeah.
I'm not digging on jellyfish or big fish or whatever
And really,
Yeah.
freaked out Phil. So
do we need
Yeah.
I say
navigation?
Not really. I mean, it'd be fun to go look through one of the telescopes, but all we're really going to see is like water. So
yeah, and
There
there was
is a,
really nothing else in that room. So
Yeah.
at least from
There
what I
is
can
a
tell,
Daft Punk Beastie Boys remix album.
In the
That's all.
navigation
Really?
room?
Yeah. I mean,
how convenient is that?
Fuck that shit.
Okay, yeah, play that and we'll go on.
It's like the
Put it over the intercom.
Metalocalypse, like the Metalocalypse album where they had to get in the submarine and go to the.
That's
the
exactly
depths
what I was
the
thinking
ocean.
of.
Yeah.
It's you and me.
I love that show.
Me too.
sorry, I'm just
Uh,
banging metal death clock in my head now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
let's keep going down the hallway while I hum
All right, cool.
while I
Yeah.
hum murder.
Would
Um,
would one of you like to roll 2d6?
Who's feeling lucky?
I will.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not
the
feeling
new
lucky.
guy.
Do it, Rexa.
Ugh. Are we
Nope,
It-
just tell me the number.
2?
2. Alrighty.
Oh, was that 2 D's? You're nuts.
Yeah. No.
Pretty good. Pretty good. You find yourselves in Phil's favorite room.
Oh,
We
is
find-
it full of living things?
No,
Oh,
it is the bar.
oh, sweet. Hell yeah.
You find yourselves in a canteen where passengers, in theory, could have at one point enjoyed a menu of drinks and foods. There are tables with tarnished gold and silver filigree and engravings. They're bolted to the floor, from what you can see.
A lot of
There
bar
are
fights.
chairs. They're kind of scattered across the room haphazardly. And there is a kitchen.
Do they have bottled yak piss at the bar?
Wait, no, we have a more important question. Do they have bread? Because I have forgotten.
Yeah.
I need to find out.
You can. I'm going for parts of memory. Dun, dun. I'm
Forward
picturing the
slash-
scene.
/ search bar.
I'm picturing the scene in Avengers when it's like they bring everyone back, except it's just like a snap, and they're like, "I know what bread tastes like." Dun, 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 dun. Trying not to get us sued. So you want to search the bar?
I would like to search the bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So y'all are searching the bar while I roll on this table.
Now I'm thinking of that skeleton from the last unicorn who wanted to drink the poured out
Yes.
wine. That's me. I get to be that guy. Hell
Okay,
yes.
yeah. You and me are hanging out after this podcast is done. Because, like, we're on the same wavelength. So yeah, that's
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. You find kitchen drawers full of like cutlery and knives and kitchen tools. Some you recognize. Some you find a comb in there, or sorry, a dingle hopper in there. You see some weird stuff that you don't recognize. Rexon, you don't know any of this stuff. It's all alien to you, but it looks cool. You do find some books that are not destroyed by the water.
Ooh.
Inside these books is text that you can't read, and pictures of what you assume someone might say is food. But you don't recognize the language, and you don't recognize a lot of the ingredients or dishes.
Are these Earlians? Is this an Earlian vessel? Did like is this like one of those movies from the 80s that like The Abyss, or what was that other one? Sphere. Yeah, yep.
Abyss Sphere.
Yeah.
Ravenous Abyss Sphere.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So
As long as it's not Leviathan, I think we're okay.
I think one of those books might be in its original language called To Serve Man.
To serve skeletons.
To serve skeleton. It's a cookbook.
To serve skeleton men.
It's all just marrow recipes.
Yeah.
Oh man, now I want marrow.
Delicious. Yeah. It's the good stuff. Okay, that seems useless to us.
You hear the sound of someone or something clearing its throat.
From which direction?
Behind you.
I turn around.
Yes, let's all spin around.
Yep.
There is a.
We all spin around and like the skulls do an extra spin before they come to rest. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Get the little rattle in my head, still kind of spinning around in there for a little longer.
Oh, I can hear the Foley now.
The sound of like xylophones playing up and down as you move.
Yeah.
You see an eel, a long, silvery eel.
Okay, now we're in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, we're pro.
Let's see. I have the following that I could use. I want you guys' help picking one. Command creature, which is like pretty basic. But I also have soothing voice and cuddling. I think I'd like to
start with soothing voice.
Yes, let's open with
work your way up to
soothing
cuddling.
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to start with soothing voice.
Second date usually.
And tell this that it is, and this is legitimately true. Like, I am a lover of the things of the deep, and this is a beautiful goddamn eel. And I like Margaret's like, you fucking thought you only had eyes for me, and I'm like, well, you've only got one eye to begin with. Ha ha ha. And I continue complimenting the silvery eel. So
all right.
I actually have to roll a check for that.
I was going to say, that's a spell, I believe.
Let's see if I
roll
off to a good start
eel.
with 3. Up. Let's see. Yep, I passed. That's a 5. So I passed.
All right. Let me see. Soothing voice. Let me find out what that does real quick, because I need to make sure you don't die. You don't die, but like I need to know exactly what it does.
I think it's kind of
not in this book. Is it in this?
That's because it's like I think it's as a Troika-esque game. It's sort of like
make your own rules.
Which is one of the things I love about an open-ended system like that is something like cuddling. I mean, what that accomplishes could be like me breaking something's neck or like me making friends. So
okay, so you are there. So you are smooth talking this eel.
I tell you what. Let's pretend that my success on soothing voice gives me +1 advantage to cuddling.
No, you're smooth talking this eel, and it seems like okay, you might be friendly, but have you considered that you're a friendly chump? You think? Let me let me ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Have you ever seen anyone as skilled as me? And it like
I can 100% say no.
it hardens itself, making itself rigid.
Wow.
Bridget, I need you to stop making that face.
Okay, all right. That's
It's
fine.
not look. It's not bad, is what I'm saying. And you see that it almost looks like a sword.
Uh-oh.
Oh, cool.
And it slashes through the water in a dazzling display of swordsmanship. If no one was wielding the sword, and it kind of gets back in the water like
I am legitimately impressed, and I cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All three of us bonally applaud.
Yeah, Jaws literally
So,
fell off onto the ground. We have to gather them back.
Yeah.
all right. Look, y'all a bunch of chumps.
I have something for you.
Eh?
I have fish food in my inventory.
Yeah, you know what I prefer to eat?
No.
Probably not bones.
Skeletons.
All right,
Skeletons.
if we gotta do combat, then I'll go first. If this thing's gonna insist.
So
let's
it
get on into
is
combat
insisting.
then. All right.
And let me see. We got Charles,
Is this
Kevin,
going to be
Bridget.
like
You
Boyfriend
got.
Dungeon? If we beat it, then do we get to wield it and possibly romance it? Is that-
Have you played
Yeah.
Boyfriend Dungeon?
I
Is it
have.
fun?
It's a lot
That
of fun.
sounds
It's
great.
hysterical. Yeah.
I've never even heard of it. That's amazing.
Oh,
That sounds
it's a
amazing.
All
really
your
cool
boyfriends are
concept.
swords. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Just like real life.
I played Dream Daddy, and it was so well written it made me cry.
My friend Astrid hips me to all these dating simulators that she likes, and I'm always like, "That sounds cool." No, thank you. but Boyfriend Dungeon sounds amazing. Like that's my kind of thing. Yeah.
Kevin.
So
Yes.
You are first.
we are now in combat.
So the way combat rounds work in Troika is I get a handful of tokens, 2 for each player, 2 for each monster, and 1 for each henchman.
Shuffle them up. Yep.
And I shuffle them into a bag, and I draw the tokens along with 1 end of turn token, and that determines turn order, which means in any given turn round, you may go twice, you may not go at all, and you have no idea who's going to go when until I call your name. Kevin, it is your go against this poor lone eel that has picked a fight with five dudes.
And I tried so hard to make friends.
You tried so hard.
You
Is
did
the
really
thing.
good. Well, being as I'm still relatively new with what's going on. I feel this weird essence coming from me, and I'd like to cast the spell Unexpected.
Okay.
Cool.
No one expects that. So
No.
Exactly.
I don't expect that.
There's a lot of shit that can go wrong with it. I'll tell you that.
So to cast the spell, you spend a point of its stamina cost.
Okay, so with the Unexpected, it says roll 1d6 to determine the stamina cost each time you cast the spell and consult the table below. So
okay, go ahead.
that is a 1.
So
it's 1 stamina, and I get to roll on the oops table now.
all right, go ahead.
The oops table is fun. Yeah.
All right.
It's a
Yeah,
lot of
so
fun.
that is that is on here. That will be a D66. Yeah. Roll 2d6. Give me each number.
Okay, so the pink one's going to be the first one.
Okay.
34.
34. Oh. Troika? Okay. That's what you want to hear the GM say, right?
All it says is sometimes dead is better or something like that. Like,
you feel the power flowing through your bones. If you were alive, you might think it's gas, but you reach out, form an arcane symbol with your hand,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing happens for a second.
Okay.
Your hand begins choking you. It's gained sentience and it hates you so much. Now,
Fantastic.
here's the thing. Here's the thing, my friend.
How many hit points does the hand have?
The hand is going to choke you until you pass out.
Wow.
Skeletons, here's the thing. Skeletons don't need oxygen or sleep.
So is it just like he's just gonna be like hanging onto his throat for the rest of the
just to take the edge off.
if you would like to disconnect your wrist bone from your hand bone and just kind of leave it as a necktie for now, I'll allow it.
That would make an amazing like bolo tie, just like a skeleton fist.
I think I'll go with the GM's guidance, and I'll try to disconnect from the wrist, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's probably the easiest.
And just have it up there, and
around your
my vertebra.
Yeah. The wizard's hand turns and chokes them until they pass out. Well, that can't happen, Book. What do I do now?
With that, okay. So on my drive it says my drive is to fail often. After you
that does not count as a fail.
No. Okay.
Just because it's that wasn't a failure to cast. That was the spell effect because it's unexpected.
Yeah. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
With that, I'm gonna stand there awkwardly with my hand
around your throat. Yeah, for sure.
Caressing my vertebra and step back a little.
Oh, okay. We're top of the next round, apparently.
Oh, that was the only part of the.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing about the Troika token system is you never know.
Okay. Kevin, it's your turn again.
There you go.
Well, with my hand doing what it's doing, as I stepped back, I felt something kind of weird in one of my shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looking back, there's a hidden knife in the shoe. So I would like to pull said hidden knife.
Okay.
And make an attack on the eel. Okay,
Kevin, that is fine. I do need to ask: are you wearing anything other than shoes?
Just shoes.
I would assume probably tattered clothing of some sort.
Okay. If you think about it, they really are the only garment that is like practical in the least, except in cold weather. Like
it's actually a Brett Favre thing. He's got on the what are those things called? Crocs, and then just a shirt. That's it.
It's like a redneck Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. No fear and Crocs. Nothing else.
Just walk around Donald Duck style with no pants on.
Affliction and Crocs.
I call it Porky Piggin' it. When you're t-shirt.
Unfortunately, Charles dies. Just because of that.
Man, you've died twice already.
Okay, so go ahead and roll. It is a skill check plus if you have any advanced skills you can add.
I don't have any advanced skills. I'm newborn. I don't think I have any advanced skills. I think failing.
No, you have a bunch. You have squid wrangling.
Oh, those are advanced skills. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have anything that goes with
dated driving. No, you don't.
You said 2d6.
That's 2d6 under your base skill.
Under my base skill?
Oh no! Oh, sorry. No, it's not. It's against me. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
What'd you roll?
7.
7. Not nice. All right, roll 1d6.
Okay.
Where is
that would be a 4.
See, this is why I need the other. I have to bounce between books now because the damage table is in Troika. Okay, knife, and you rolled a 4. That is 2 damage. All right. You draw a line of blood across the eel. It is so offended, and it is obvious. It's like, oh, Sir.
Well, you started it. As
Yeah.
my
Charles-
hand's still just kind of dancing around my vertebra.
Charles,
know,
would you like to do something about this offended sordial?
I absolutely would. And there ain't no solution to an eel quite like an eel. So I am going to give her a cigarette to encourage her to obey and say, Margaret, kill. And
So you mean Lucille?
now, yes, sorry. Margaret is the
Oh, she's not going to kill now.
You're right.
So your henchmen get their own turns.
Yeah. No. Oh, they do get their own turns.
Yeah.
Because it says here that like command creature is something I have to roll for.
Yeah, well, when you command creature, that's like wooing a new critter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, like I'll let them handle their own turns. I'm just going to attack with my whip. So
Okay.
That's a D6 to see what
2D,
happens. You're right,
2d6.
5 and a 2.
All right, you definitely rolled higher.
Yeah, and the 2 is 4 damage.
All right, you crack your whip, and the two halves of the blade eel float to the bottom of the ship.
Oh shit! I killed it.
You killed it.
Wow.
You ding dang killed it.
I spoke soothingly, and that thing just I was impressed. We were all impressed by the sword trick. We applauded. Like we tried everything we could, but
You did.
Regrettably,
as soon as its body hits the bottom of the barge, it begins to rot and decompose at a staggering rate.
That's
Ooh,
interesting.
Yeah.
it
Gross.
was an eel revenant.
The
I guess that-
bones turn to dust.
Aw, I wanted those bones.
I know you did. That's why I turned them to dust.
John knows me too well. And I make a decorative, mask out of them.
You just gonna
There
add it to
are-
your bones, or
Yeah. That's a whole other class of skeleton.
Yeah,
is
the
like the changer or whatever it's called.
shifter,
Shifter.
something.
Yeah, shifter.
yeah.
I think
I
I love
am
that.
shocked none of you took that.
I
Uh,
considered it, but it looked complicated.
I
That's-
really wanted
yeah.
animal friends. I love sea life, and so I desperately wanted animal friends.
I just wanted tattoos.
I took what I thought would be the easiest one. The new guy, just learn as I go.
You chose the only one I hadn't rolled anything for.
Sorry.
It's okay. I made Ian do it later. I'm going to. I want everyone to know. Usually, Patchkey has to like be playing the game and be engaged. Now that he doesn't have to, he's like laying back with a beer, probably scrolling through TikTok. It lets us know exactly how interesting we are.
No.
I'm teasing.
I know exactly what he's been doing. He's been drawing this whole time. Isn't that right, Pashki? Like, I bet he's made some. Nope. Oh, half the time.
He
Okay.
drew D's nuts and then was like, "I'm done."
Perfect.
I hopefully Googled, do eels have bones to see if I could use my spell. And it was actually
Eels definitely have bones because they have the extra
Yeah.
bones for their jaw, the perennial jaw.
Yep.
when I went to Google that, I typed in "do eels," and that was the first suggestion was have bones. I'm like, really? Is this like a common thing that people are Googling? I guess.
And are snakes worms? That's a
Yeah.
follow-up. I was.
What does bread taste like?
I was.
You'll never know.
I'll never know.
What was
Never
the
again.
motherfucker's name? He's actually a Horace Heresy writer who talked he used the metaphor of how this thing bent like a snake bone, and I was like, bro, do you think they just have one bone? Like that snakes
One long bone.
Was that Graham McNeil?
One long
No, it
flexible
was
bone.
James Swallow, I think. And I just made me laugh.
Okay, yeah. Look, James. I'm pretty sure James Swallow is just a pen name for Graham McNeil.
Yeah.
It's like, I wrote too many shitty books. I'll write under a different name now.
It made me laugh really hard though, imagining a snake with just one long bendy bone.
My snake, I really want to pick up
Ashmandai, yeah.
and snuggle. I really want to pick up and snuggle Ashmundai right now, but he is in shed. And if you know anything
leave him
about
alone.
snakes,
Yep, leave him
when
alone.
their eyes turn blue, it means they're about the shed. It also means they can't see and they're scared. So you just leave them the fuck alone.
Yep.
As soon as that motherfucker's done shedding, I want to give him so many little hugs.
Yeah. Ashmundai is beautiful, and I wish I could
snake.
join the ranks of proud snake owners, but it's like sushi. It's a no-go thanks to the
leprosy.
Like autoimmune drugs. It's weird what you can and can't do. So
Yeah.
Can't have a snake. Can't have a little puppy. I'm getting a little puppy though, so that's cool.
I can't wait for your little puppy.
I can't either.
So Charles, I guess fucking combat's over. So there we go.
So with that, since I've got the knife that was hidden in my shoe and I have a handless arm, is there any way that I could possibly affix said knife to said arm?
Knife arm.
You know what?
I mean, my hand's not is elsewhere at the moment, trying to kill me.
You know what? Let me see. Newborn. Then we have a. You have some weird tattoos there. And keeper. So, Phil, if you want to help your newborn friend out, you could probably use the collar in your inventory to fasten that knife to. Give him like a complete like 80s punk rock villain.
Yeah, because it's a spiked collar. So
exactly.
You've now got a spiked hilt on your knife hand, which is pretty dope. I gotta
your
say.
street cred just rocketed.
Yeah. And I think we're basically at time, aren't we?
Are we at time? Well, it's 10. We can be at time. We can wrap up a little early tonight. We got combat in, which is what I one of the things I wanted. And
since we have guests, I wanted to give our guests plenty of time to talk about projects or things.
Talk about themselves.
Since we always just tell people to go to our website for our info, we do want to allow our guests a chance to.
So let's go back to the conversation screen, Mr. Patchkey. And before we devolve into talking ourselves up, so this adventure is called The Sunken Barge. It's just kind of a dungeon crawl in the core book. There's essentially room descriptions, and there's a random encounter table, and then that random encounter table has two tables, one for the captain of the ship. So every time you roll that on the random encounter, something new happens with the captain of the ship, and one for the necromancer. So every time you hit that on the random table, something new happens with the necromancer on the ship. I won't go into more details because there's a kind of cool mystery to solve with that. But Troika and Bones Deep, as someone who collects and reads these books for fun and kind of looks at systems based on how easy it's going to be to tell a cool story, I highly recommend Bones Deep. It's really cool, and I had a lot of fun tonight.
Absolutely.
Any thoughts from the players on the system and the game?
Clearly, I loved it. I've already added it to cart.
Excellent.
I love the classes. Like the classes are so cool. The keeper, the shifter, it's really awesome.
Yeah, I was looking through the classes, and I was just like, these are just really well thought out, and they all look like they'd be super fun. The system is completely brand new to me. I was cramming for reading through the Troika stuff before we got on here, and before I tried to log on, whatever happened there. But and it looks like a lot of fun. And this Bones Deep module or adventure book, it looks amazing. And I don't know if you guys ever come back to picking up where you left off on these when you do the reviews and stuff, but I would love to come back and fight stuff with my knife arm now.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting because, we play a lot of games that kind of boil down to a tried and true system. Like a lot of games we play use the Morkborg system.
Morkborg, Troika, or what's the other one?
OSC or OSR.
OSC or OSR.
Troika feels the most unique.
Yeah.
And Bones Deep specifically feels like it gives you the greatest amount of tools to really come at situations using different thought processes. That eel was a necromancer's pet, and it was looking to duel.
Yeah, okay.
And it's like if it wasn't a necromancer's pet, you like it would have like, yeah, hell yeah, you like my shit. All right.
I loved your eel voice. I was picturing the moray with the like smiling face, like
yeah, exactly. Hey. He had a little hat on.
Yeah. Hey, it's me. When there's a needle in your eye, it's a moray. All right, I'll be here all week. So anyway, really, I'm a big fan of Troika. Big fan of Bones Deep. Troika also did Fungi of the Far Realm, which Charles and I bought in like the super nice edition because we're fucking losers.
So just to talk that up, like Fungi of the Far Realm is a random roll table for mushrooms in like any game system. Like I pick a mushroom and you just roll like a 1d100, and this book is just like full of amazing like full color illustrations and like traits and like medicinal uses, poisonous uses, edible uses, and like it's fucking fantastic. Yeah, and you can throw it into like any game, and it's really, really great. And John and I are both mushroom nerds, and like we had to so like anytime you want to just like add a little flavor to a game, literally and figuratively, that's a good one.
And I believe it's 666 entries.
Yep.
So
I guess it's a D666. Yeah.
D666.
3D6s, which is fantastic.
And these look great on a shelf together.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So anyway, that's Bones Deep. Cool system.
Absolutely.
Kevin.
Yes.
Kevin Welch, you all have a podcast. So tell us about that. Tell us about anything else you got going on.
I do have a podcast. It's called Don't Trust a Smiling Dungeon Master. It's a 5e actual play podcast, which, when we started it, I wasn't really familiar with all these awesome games. I got into Merkborg earlier this year or late last year, which if I would have known that, we'd be doing that. But we're 50 episodes in, been doing it for over a year. Bunch of friends, I actually brought like 2 different groups together to play the game that kind of knew each other. But it's worked out really well. The dynamic with all the cast and everybody has just been, the way we feed off each other has just been amazing. I don't run the game. I'm actually just one of the characters in there. I don't. If you guys get a chance to listen to it, that'd be great. We're on all the major podcast platforms. We're all over the place. But yeah, it's been super fun. And if anybody on here wants stickers, I have some.
Ooh, I do. I love stickers. I put them all over everything. Yeah.
And I had a buddy of mine make the artwork. I don't know if you can kind of tell, but
oh, cool.
Yeah, I really like the logo.
Yeah. But just hit me up. Hit me up, and I'll send you all stickers and stuff. But that's what I'm doing. I also personally run Merkborg for my play group that we're thinking of maybe recording some stuff between seasons or whatever. That's in the future, but D&D actual play podcast, super fun. That's
never trust a smiling GM or DM. And we will have links to that in the show notes, along with whatever Bridget's about to tell us about.
Yes. Oh, yes. So I'm a horror author. I write weird horror. I have 2 pieces out currently in anthologies, including House from the Dark Ages, which is a collection of medieval horror stories, which features a
Nice.
mushroom in that one, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah, it's mushroom horror. And
Hell
then
yeah.
I have a piece called The Unwanted in Hell Hath Only Fury, which was an anthology raising money for the, yes, I see, you see that, for the Bridget Alliance, which is an reproductive health services nonprofit. And then I have a story called The Harvest Queen coming out in January.
I saw that on Twitter earlier today.
Yes, that's it's called Now That's What I Call Horror, a 90s horror anthology. And it is actually the prequel for my debut novella, which is coming out next year, called Central High Can Eat Me. And
Who's that coming from?
that is coming from Salt Heart Press.
Very cool.
Yes. And
Well,
I
congratulations.
Very
also,
awesome.
thank you. I also have stickers. So if anyone wants stickers, they've got mushrooms on them. So yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Sticker swap.
Look,
John and I both are.
yeah, you don't even have to ask.
Yeah.
Stickers and axolotls, man. I have a very, very
Man,
solid
these are my
grasp on
people.
my
I had
brain.
no idea. So yeah.
Charles, anything new?
Let's see. Yeah, so I will be launching a new podcast very soon. It'll be like audio only, old school. That'll be with my friend Astrid K. Mickelson, who did the illustrations in my Arcanum duology, that 2-part book that had all the original tarot illustrations. It's called Brain Rummage, and it's where Astrid tells me to read a book, and I read a book, and it's good, and then we talk about it. Because she's my friend who has like a perfect batting average with book recommendations. So that won't be launching for probably another 2-3 weeks or so, but look for that and you'll hear about it here, but be aware. So if you want to hear me talk about, actually, speaking of sea life, the first books that we'll be talking about are Children of Time and Children of Ruin by Adrian Tchaikovsky, which explore what would happen if in the first book spiders and in the second book octopi
Tell
evolved
me about this.
extremely advanced like brains and technology and so forth. And so like learning about octopus psychology, like each tentacle has its own brain, and then they have like a super brain, and like the tentacles aren't always talking to each other or to the super brain. Like it literally, like the right hand does not know what the left is doing. It's fascinating. So if that sounds cool, then you should tune in to Brain Rummage, because we'll be talking about that and jumping spiders, Portiids, and why they would be the spiders that would evolve to be smart and other stuff. So yeah, tune in.
Very cool.
Yeah, thanks.
So I am going to be finishing up the last bit of the, I guess, third book in the Splatter Pulp series, Ibi Ranu, the Flesh Crafter, Children of the Gods. And that will be out sometime in January, I think. Of course, if you I can see Kevin giving me the hairy eyeball. I am hoping that Whispers of the Dead Saint will be out to all the backers before then. And it will be, Whispers of the Dead Saint will probably be available to all the non-backers sometime after that, because that's the way the supporting cookie crumbles.
See, John has actually spoken at length on this, and he does have a strong stance that like people should get, like if they were a backer, they will get the product before it's available to the general public. Like,
I have no worry.
Yeah.
I can't help the way I look. I wasn't
no.
stink-eyeing you.
I'm just saying John has actually like spoken about that exact topic, like from the point of view of like, can you fucking believe these guys? I haven't got my shit yet, and they're already out there slinging it at Hasbro, and like, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and so a good example of this where I'm not really perturbed about it is Pirate Borg came out a while back to the publisher, but they're getting screwed over at distribution. So they have it to show at places, but they're not like selling it.
Yeah.
But I've been at part of things where it's like, hey, I haven't got this thing that I bought from you before it was made, and you're selling it to other people, and that feels like a slap in the face. So anyway, I say all that to say, like, I have books in the works. But I also have a lot of books already published. You can find them all by going to WanMoncast.com, where we have our schedule, we have game reviews, we have blog posts. We also have, like, if you click on host, you can find social links and also like links to our websites where you can find all of our books and all of our shit. Follow us on.
Right. One last thing. That does remind me. I did do a blog post that people should read.
Did.
It's all about my strong feelings about Art the Clown. I am a long time like clown and scary clown fan, and I think that Art the Clown fucking sucks. I hate the Terrifier movies, and I wrote 2,600 words about my feelings. So
I'm gonna read that right now.
Don't
Actually.
hold back.
Go to saltcitycenter.blogspot.com and learn all about why Art the Clown fucking sucks.
So it's actually I am a person who enjoyed those movies, or I enjoyed the first movie. And we talked about it, and I think your point of view is both valid and extremely interesting. So do go read that article, which again, onemoncast.com, you can find it there. We're going to be back. Like, look. I know. I know how I did tonight. You don't need you. Look, I see you opening Twitter. I see you writing mean things. I know.
I'm the one who has to read those.
Okay. First of all, you'll make Charles cry.
Yeah.
Second of all,
big
I
tears.
know already. I also live here in the future. Okay? That's a Mike Birbiglia joke I just stole. I know that. You know that. And now you can tweet at him and tell him I did that. Next week, Ian's going to be here. Okay? He's going to do like a good job.
Oh, you did fine.
I will go back to making fun of colonizers' accents. Okay? I'll go back to what I'm good at. Everything will be fine. Bridget, Kevin, thank you so much for joining us. It was
Thanks for having me. That was
Yeah,
fun.
you were a
absolutely. Thank you for
blast.
having me.
I really hope we can get y'all back on because this was super fun. The
Absolutely.
problem is we're starting to like develop this like cast of guests that are all way better than us. So like,
eventually people will tune in and it'll be like guest, and we'll finally be expunged from this.
It's gonna be Hunger Games up in. That's all I'm saying. So thank you so much for joining us before the Battle Royale portion of the evening. This consensual journey that we call Wandering Monster. I have been John Baldisberger.
I have been Charles R. Bernard.
And I've been Bridget Brave.
I'm still Kevin Welch.
And you got it, Kevin. You got it. You said the lemons line. I'm so proud of you. We'll be back next week. Until then, roll some fumbles. It's way more fun to roll on the oops table. Cheers, everyone.
Goodbye.